Right. What was your preamble for what this is?
I've said that you've alluded to it on the Player vs. Player Twitter.
Make your thing bigger again. You get the rhyme down.
Sorry. So I said that you kind of like you kind of like teased it on the
that's
Player
right.
vs.
Yeah,
Player
I put up a couple of
Twitter.
images. Yeah, this is something that
me
and James wanted to do in like our spare time. Like we have any spare time. I just wanted to put out something like kind of quite, I'd say quickly, but I suppose like everything, you get involved in, it spirals out of control and becomes this massive thing. Not a massive thing, but like bigger than you originally kind of anticipated.
So should we preface this as like a pre-alpha?
This is like it's not even in the alpha stage.
That's why I said pre.
Not won't be the
conceptual
correct
design.
A concept, I guess, is a good way of putting it, because like that's they
kind of give a better idea. It's like a game jam level, like
design. It's
right?
just something we wanted to see what we could maybe do, over the weekend. Like, what you take like a couple of days of just like really pre-alpha prototype. Like a couple of days of like very hard work, like extensive hours. On this, like. Fuck, I've been up until like 4 or 5 in the morning the last few days, just like making stuff for it and
should I move over to that
tweaking and changing stuff.
Yeah,
fair enough. Move over.
Let's move over to it.
So
walk us through what we got here.
We have decided to make a little fun racing, drifting, motherfucking game. I don't know how much to give away.
Basically, what we'll say is that all these assets are not final assets. This is
all
very, very fucking conceptual.
There is car in all caps. That's what the game. That's what the car was for. There is like 3D designs and stuff done for this. It is a Nissan GTR, Skyline, whatever. Click on this bitch. Yeah. I essentially just wanted to make something that is like incredibly like not necessarily realistic, but fun to fucking like drive about in. So like old Sega arcade racing games, fucking Daytona USA, shit where like it's not realistic in any way, but fuck me, is it fun to like just drive about in and just do sweet ass. It's just Drift City. I suppose we could just call a game like Drift City. I think so far it's going to be called RedShift. Or RedShift Chase. But,
and they kind of conceptualize this. This is like about 4 days of like just solid like free time work. Like you've not been spending like 24 hours a day on this here. This is kind of like your after hours.
This is like we start work. We started work. Like we finished our day jobs and started this at like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and then just what we could get done with like a few hours of our kind of like own time. But I just wanted to put out something that like. I don't think you really see like arcadey.
So Tom was asking, are you controlling this?
Yeah, this is literally
like to prove you're controlling this. Just immediately turn around and go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Just to say, like, just immediately go the opposite direction. Just to prove.
You go. Immediately goes the opposite direction.
And I veer into the wall on purpose.
I can't even do it because your car is just so responsive. It just skids around. Like I'm very early in my 3D creation career, I suppose. I've made like a handful of things in 3D, and I was like, right, I'll be responsible for making the cars. And the first thing I did was like a low poly Nissan GTR, and the other car will be a Vauxhall Nova because you were like, oh, maybe a Vauxhall Nova. I looked it up. They are actually like very well respected rally touring cars, so it'll fit quite nicely into it. But
I also had a very specific naming convention for it, though.
What would you want it to be called?
The
Savage Garden.
I want the Vauxhall Nova to be called the Savage Garden.
Yeah. I can only really take credit for I suppose like some of the conceptual ideas. I think I designed the car, built like the levels and stuff like that, but like this game, it would literally like ignore all this. Just ignore that. Ignore me going through the floor.
Yeah, this is like this is like a prototype. This is not.
Like James is responsible for, making this not just an idea. Like the work that he's done, like the last like 2 or 3 days, completely bewilders me. Like if there's anything wrong with this, it's because I fucking fucked it up. But he done he done a great job on like making a fun little fucking like arcade racer. Like we have a like a list of
you know what I've noticed on this update, because the last time you showed me this here, the wheels weren't spinning, but the wheels are spinning now.
There's a couple of things we wanted to make sure we're working properly. I suppose like as far as the game goes, when it comes out, it will be like a crazy taxi style, like pick up packages, get to a time, or get to a certain place within a time limit, and then keep it going. See how long you can keep it going for. You can like kind of double up on like how many packages you're carrying, but it will make your car's handling worse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like basically we just wanted to make
it's meant to be like arcadey though.
Yeah,
it's meant to be just like pure fun.
Something that you can like bust out, like half an hour at a time, just messing about with shit, and hopefully we'll eventually get like multiplayer and stuff in it. But for now.
So now I'm going to turn into like an interviewer, because I'm going to be that asshole, and I need to ask you some questions to contextualize all of this. Like, what was the inspiration for the game? Like, what was the key inspiration?
That's a good point. That's a good question. Let me think of what was the key inspiration. Crazy Taxi meets Death Stranding is the terrible elevator pitch. Yeah. I just wanted to like bust out something that I thought that me and him could have made. Like, car games don't necessarily require a lot of like, animation for people, or a lot of like bespoke animation for enemies or whatever. It's just like you get a car, you make like solid driving mechanics, and you're fucking set. I was like, right, well obviously he knows how to do that because he's a little fucking genius. And then I started making low poly 3D cars, and I sent him a bunch of videos of like old style arcade racing games. I was like, can we get it to move like Sega Rally Championship or Daytona USA? And he was like, absolutely, we fucking can. And that was like 72 hours ago.
Which is like, it's just staggering considering like what we're seeing here. Like, I mean, the lighting models and everything as we're going through here, we're seeing buildings, even though they're only like sort of shapes right now.
Yeah.
We're seeing like a really unique, like just even at a rudimentary level, we're seeing really great lighting effects as you're getting into undertows and passes and stuff, which is great.
Yeah, definitely consider all this like a work in progress. I fucked up my fucking good racing circuit here by having something
just
coming
a little
out of the
bit of a lip
floor.
there.
Fucking dickhead.
But like then obviously like what made you go like, right, I've made point and click adventure. I am currently making 3D. From I understand that the current game you're working on is like more of a economy based action beat 'em up.
Yeah.
What made you think I need to make a racing game? Like why racing?
Because I haven't played a racing game that I liked in a long time.
So it's just like a response to the lack of just good old school.
Like when was the last time you played like a fun little arcade racer?
Man, like I mean, with like this type of look and dynamic, probably Daytona.
Exactly.
Like
Daytona.
Probably Daytona.
Let's go highway.
You know.
So we're just after like a couple of days work, where I'm incredibly happy with like hard feed. It's like maybe like the most responsive fucking car I've ever fucking played with in a game. I'm just gonna bust around a couple of. See, this is the problem with like designing a game that you can't stop playing. Like you have to. I guess the part where you're supposed to give it to someone else, and I don't want to let go of the controller.
So is there a chosen aesthetic we're going for? Like, I mean, are you looking like when I'm seeing the low poly and especially like the dusk aesthetic here, are we going to see like a little bit of like Outrun sort of influence in there? Maybe are we going to see like a synthwave Outrun influence, or are we going to see something a bit more traditional?
I picked the low poly because that's literally all I can do at the minute. I can't make realistic 3D cars, but I can make a fairly good approximation of a low poly version of, well, people, I suppose like that's the second or third person that I've said like, oh, is that a Nissan GTR? Just by looking at it. So I guess it's not that bad of an approximation of the car. But we're just kind of sick of like what we were dealing with. People, just getting bogged down by like too many like high concept ideas that just take far too long to implement. It was like, right, what can we just bust out that you can get, kind of very quick, like, you play this and you immediately know, well, I do anyway, that I want to play more of it. I would like to see a wee bit more because I like hard handles, and then we'll just make the rest of it up as we go along, or we'll we'll put more work into the meat of the game as we go. But as long as like the loop is good, like just like the driving about is good, it's all you have to worry about. Like this is bare bones design, and I'm still having like fucking great crack just going around all the fucking corners. Do you want to have a go?
No, I'm good. I'm happy to just watch the minute.
Come on.
You want me to play?
Right, it's your fairly standard like.
It's very standard. So R2.
Accelerate, brake.
Okay, so it works like a.
I think it's if you ever get stuck, just whack square. And
okay.
So
Oh, well, I like that actually. I like how responsive that brake is.
It's super responsive, but it's also you can also drift like a madman.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Just the feel that there was a great. It's like, oh yeah, okay. I need to feather the brake there. I was just trying to see how I could get it.
Pepper that
I was like, seeing how much I could get away with there without breaking there. Like I obviously learned. Oh, that's great. Oh, this is so good.
Informed by gaming history is a good way to go about it, because like I was kind of surprised because I was mentioning these like old racing games that I didn't think that anyone like kind of remembered, and practically every one that I fucking mentioned, James was like, oh yeah, I remember playing that. Like, oh yeah, that was great. I love that. I was like, right, we're on the same page here. We need to do something. we need to have a go at actually just making something here. So yeah, we started early this week with kind of just some like fundamental designs. Obviously this is all very early on, which is why you get like stuck on stuff.
I should have braked on it. I was just like so fucking. I was doing so well for myself there, and I was like, I didn't brake, and I just fucked myself up.
Could this be? We would rather not release it as a mobile game. Mobile games just have like bad. Well, I mean, like when I hear mobile game, I don't really think of something that I want to play. See, everyone goes for that, and then the break. Just hit square or X. There you go.
I don't know, man. I'm committed to try to do it now. Like, now that I've got that as an option, I want to try it.
I think this is something we're going to maybe try and have out by, or even have like a good working version of it by Christmas. I need to take those baller. That turn was well better without those supports in there. That was something we're maybe going to have to work on by Christmas. There you go. Well done.
I play games.
I know games.
I play games. I messed it up once. I'll learn it.
Yeah. Try and get up the top of the mountain without falling off.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, turn around.
Oh shit. Okay. Up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I just think mobile games have a very like kind of bad rap, but because I definitely think you need a controller to play this. Like you can play with keyboard controls, but it's so much tighter using like analog sticks and stuff.
I'm liking the feel of it so far. Obviously,
hopefully that was our main goal, was just to have something that you pick up and you're like, oh.
It's like it's got good control feel. I feel like when you finally get around to maybe putting like some, I don't know if he's can put like vibration in there just for the brakes. That's like gonna make it
haptic feedback.
Not even haptic feedback, but just a little bit like when you hit the brake or you turn. Like when you go.
Ignore the road.
Like when you go for like when you do that slide, it's just like a little bit of gentle haptic feedback, I guess.
Yeah, that's.
No.
Oh my god, he's clawing it back. Get in there. Oh, he's
yeah.
Oh, come on. There we go. Well done.
Daytona.
No, sorry. Well, let's go highway. And then you're gonna go up. There we go. There's a little bump there. That's my bad.
That's grand.
Yeah, well, for as far as like the scale of like the actual game, we're working on like the map and stuff this morning. We're going to try and do like a homogenized small version of Belfast. Right. That's been split up into like a couple of like different, like sections, like docks and mountain area and downtown, and then like a suburban stuff. But oh god.
Like the color scheme, yeah.
We're not 100% on the color scheme yet. I stuck this in here as like kind of a placeholder thing, but I've worked on it a little bit now that I think it's actually quite good. You are a maniac. You're just wrecking this fucking game.
You know what, I don't know what a brake is. Like when I play racing games,
you're supposed to be drifting, you fucking psycho.
Yeah, and I'm like fucking, I don't care. I'm just
we need to put a couple of like big drifty corners in so you can drift.
See, look at that. I didn't even hit the
good shit.
I just go for it, man.
So pretty much all we wanted was something that just controlled well, like just a wee racing game that like that just it's not a huge learning curve. It's not simulation-y like a Gran Turismo.
I learned this shit,
It's just something you can pick up and have a wee go at. We're looking at maybe for like the small bits of Belfast. Like I was actually working on like a very.
Not New Lodge. We don't go to those hellholes.
Not New Lodge. It'll be
Andytown.
I was working on a very low poly city hall earlier on. We're going to stick like Heart on the Wolf and stuff in it. Just things that from Belfast, but they're not exactly going to be in the right position.
Okay, I can see why you could just play this here. I could just I'm having fun. Just like
that's the problem. Like I'm not putting New Lodge in it. We could. I don't know. This is the problem. Like we've been trying to kind of like develop this over the last couple of days, and I would bring James on to like a call, Nah, you're fucking out.
I did,
literally through the floor.
I literally fucked that
I would
up.
bring him onto a call, and he would be like, I would be trying to explain, like, can we get this to work this particular way or this to work this particular way? And then I would just fucking start playing it. And he'd be like, stop playing the game, we have work to do. You know, just because, like, I think it's good crack just to fly about. And almost immediately after, like, the second or third attempt at the controls, where we're like, all right, this is, I think we've definitely have something to work here, something to work with here. And then it's from, I suppose from now, it's just a case of just fine tuning stuff.
It's like I love how it talks about my dad's New Lodge dickheads.
I'm not disparaging the entire area of New Lodge.
I mean, like my dad's from Short Strand. Yeah. It's a shithole. Like, I mean, just because your dad comes from somewhere doesn't mean it's not a shithole.
Yeah, we have like a finite amount of time to get this out, and it's like space.
We're literally just doing this on like a demo, like on the.
It's a PC demo at the minute. You fucked that up.
I fucked that up.
I mean, you can just rake about this open area, like to get a feel for the car if you want.
Can I donut it? Oh shit!
I
can actually donut it.
Dude, it's a fucking drifting game. You can donut all you fucking want, boy.
Hey man, donuts 10 out of 10.
I stuck motion blur and chromatic aberration on it because I'm a big basic bitch. I just wanted to make it look nice for the demos. Alright, we can take it out. Our design ethos was like, we have to make this as close to a PS1 driving game as we possibly can, and then I went and stuck a bunch of like modern gaming stuff in it. So yeah,
I'm digging it. I'm digging that a lot.
We're very happy with how it's working.
Like, I had to give you the control back because I just knew I was going to get lost in it.
For the rest of the day.
I'll just do it for the rest of the day. Yeah.
So yeah, we're very happy with where we've come after literally just only a few days development. So once you get like kind of the once you get the bare bones of the game right, all you got to do is work on, you know, what you're filling it up with. So designing the levels, maybe a couple of different like gameplay modes, get your standard, you know, split screen head to head, which should be fun. And then like I said, the main story is like, the main like kind of like game mode is like a crazy taxi style partial pickup. So like you'll be flying about the main hub like this, and you'll get a wee ding on your mini map or whatever it is, and you got to go pick up the parcel. And it's like you have 60 seconds to deliver it from wherever you are. I think it will be like randomized, but it will be randomized to have it kind of far away from where you are in the map, and then you can choose to try and get there in 60 seconds, or you can pick up another parcel on the way and increase your time limit, but it also decreases your car's handling. So the more kind of like packages you pick up, the harder your car is to control, but the more time you have to deliver your packages. So like if you're not great at like controlling it, you can use the time to oh fuck, you're right, you know. Oh Jesus. Oh, I hadn't tested this. I'd done this like 2 seconds before I left the house.
Right. So long term though, when we talk about different cars, we're going to talk about like different handling properties and stuff.
I don't know. We talked about that, and I'd rather just keep it. I'd rather just keep it like, you know, the cars all handle the same, but it's just what you like the look of.
Okay.
I don't know. We may come to that later on. That's not something we haven't quite got that far. We just wanted to make sure the thing actually like felt nice first. But I think like we've got like how did you feel about the driving then when you were giving it a go?
If he's good, if he's good, I think if you could just get a little bit of vibration in there when you're doing those turns or the fucking the braking, just to give you a little bit of like feedback a little bit, it's gonna feel great.
James, write that down in the production notes. Vibration.
It's just like a little bit of vibration, like just so you know, like just so you can almost feel like the wheel resistance as you do the turn in. It would feel great, you know, like it feels great to play. And I know at this stage you don't have necessarily acceleration momentum. Yeah, but I feel like when you just bring like a little bit of vibration and control, especially at the resistance and like the drop of acceleration, that's just going to really make the drifting feel like just perfect, just mwah, you know, like the handling's so good. The way it just drifts around those corners feels just fun. Like it's not realistic, but it's just
we're definitely fun. Definitely not going for realistic.
But I just want that little bit of feedback to let me know that I'm drifting. Just a little bit in the hands.
We'll put that in the production notes. So yeah, we're after this is what is it? This is less than a week's work, and I'm incredibly happy. And
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see an outrun aesthetic on it a little bit.
I mean, like that's essentially what we're kind of going for, I guess. But I think once we get like all like kind of the textures and stuff in, it will be like very like low poly original PS1 kind of graphics, just because I haven't seen one of those games in a long time and I still think it looks great.
Soundtrack wise, do we have a confirmation on who's working on it?
We have a confirmation that our guest next week is doing some original music for this.
Okay.
How many songs yet? Not entirely sure.
Okay, cool.
I think he's mentioned, like I said, like it'll be like one main map. And he's like, right, so do you want like several songs then? So I think he might be doing like
the bit of a cycle of songs then?
A few.
Like Blue Skies and Super Sunny, but yeah, like that, have that there, like, and they're just like have that, like if you're going for a dusk aesthetic, just like the nice, like, just that, like the sun setting, but a lovely like just a lovely hue. No, the hue where it's like orange and then the yellow into the orange as you're coming in.
Well, we were also considering having like a little like nice day and night cycle in it, but it might be more of a switch. Like you can pick: do you want to race in day or do you want to race in night?
Oh yeah, but you want to make them like just crisp regardless.
So we want to make them look good. But like I said, this is all. Everything's essentially on like kind of the first pass for ideas. But I think it's
So out of curiosity, if you are going to make this like bit of Belfast, are you going to have like the guest vehicle of the Saracen in there?
Oh shit, that's not a bad idea actually. Yeah, we can do that.
Just have a Saracen in there.
Like I said, this is all stuff we haven't even like kind of got to considering yet. James, do you think should we put this up anywhere for people to have a play on? I don't know if it's a wee bit too early for like actual like player feedback, but I don't know.
How about we come back to it again, right? Now, obviously I'm not part of the dev team in this one, but it's a suggestion.
I don't know if you get sued or something if you put a DeLorean in a game.
You could, yeah. You have to be very.
Not entirely sure.
Like even this here is probably a little bit like.
See, I was hoping that because it was low poly enough, people wouldn't know what it was exactly, or like you can get away with a wee bit of like kind of plausible deniability, like it's just a low poly car model that we made up, but people were like, nah, it's in this. What are you doing?
Yeah. I feel like maybe like wait till you get to the next like development goal and then maybe put it up because that's probably great. But like maybe give it a month or two and then we can always come back to it. Give an update on stream, obviously, on the podcast, and then also just launch. Why don't you just launch like a more polished version of the prototype then?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. But yeah, I was kind of racking my head earlier on a wee bit today trying to get like a we call it like a version ready for the demo, which is why I was slightly late getting here today. I was a couple minutes later than I normally would be because it was like, right, I've got to put some stuff in the file to show people when we're on stream. I think it was worth it.
I'm keen to see what, like, obviously, like, I won't lie to people, like, I do get a bit of a fucking inside analysis, an inside update regularly.
Inside analysis.
No, but dude, like, I mean, like, day on day, you were showing me more updates, but that's just because, like,
just because I was happy to show.
Well, it's not there, but like, once we're like, I've known you this long, I know I wasn't gonna go out like, I'm gonna show everyone these screenshots. Like, no. It's like I alluded that we had something, you had something special in the works, but I didn't say what it was.
Yeah, we're very happy with what we've turned up with so far over just a few days of. Like, as you can see, obviously, like, the wheels don't even, like, turn yet, but we'll get there.
The wheels were turning? You not see the spokes
spinning? They don't turn. Like, they don't...
Oh, they don't turn? As in, like... Okay.
That'll be something we'll obviously get working. But, yeah, you can do, like, smooth drifts. You can do, like, choppy drifts. You can do brake drifts, depending on, like, how you feel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, super fun controls. Thanks to James. Thank you, James.
James has done a fucking
beautiful boy.
Both of you have done like amazing with this so far. Like,
all I kind of really did was put down a bunch of squares in this and design the car. Which
I mean, the work you both did so far is incredible.
Only one of the lights is on. That's weird.
Like, I know the additional work that you haven't shown off that you've been working on. Like,
yeah,
that's
more. So I suppose like so far most of the stuff that I've actually made for this game isn't even in this version because it's all temporary, like kind of blocks. Artwork blocks and the stuff that I've done.
You've shown me the more the aesthetic stuff that you've worked on that's going in your version.
Get ready for some like Belfast staples.
yeah, really. Should we jump over to the free for all though?
Sure. I'm just gonna keep playing this while we talk.
That's fine. We can jump over to free for. I'm gonna have to drop it off from our